I work for Tilastopaja and also as the statistician for the European Athletics Association. So numbers are usually what I do, and when I was asked about the globalization of javelin throw, I immediately thought we need to look at the numbers because they tell the truth if you know how to look at them. So we will start, this is quite small, but I will be mostly telling you what's in the numbers, so you don't actually have to read everything yourself from the small text. But to start, I started looking at the picture from the first Olympics, and the main thing was to find a way to demonstrate which are the athletes who can win medals in major championships, and the Olympics was the only one. So I came to the conclusion that you have to be in the world top 10 during the season to get there. And it was quite easy to see. I have used colors for the major championships, and it's not so important which are the colors, but green means that the athlete has come from a country which is not in the top 3 countries of the season. So this means that if, for example, here in 1928 we have 2 athletes from Sweden in the top 10, 2 from Finland and 3 from the USA. And then Hungary and Norway have won medals outside this trio. And when I went down with the years, I saw that it's not very often that you can win a medal if you only have 1 athlete in the top 10. And this is quite significant. And it's very rare to have an athlete from a country which is not in the top 10 to win a medal. And these are in red. So Hungary has won a medal in 1948. And they didn't have any athletes in the world top 10. Then we have some 1960, we had surprisingly 2 countries. Then we have to go down to 1984, and there's a clear reason, because not all of the countries were competing at the Los Angeles Olympics because of the boycott. And to find the first athlete who comes to win a major championship outside the world top 10, we have to go to London Olympics in 2012. Keshorn Walcott was the first one to do this. So this demonstrates that you need to be at the top to win. Although he only entered the world top 10 during this season. But he was the first to do that. Then the second part. This goes left to right. You see the countries, and this is only for men. There's another file for women, which I will show in a moment. So there are certain countries that were always there, and then there are countries which have won medals, but have surprisingly little in terms of athletes in the top 10. For example, we are in Finland, so Finland has 306 athletes in the world top 10 since 1908. Sweden is second with 118. Then when we think about countries which you have to appreciate that they have many medals, like Great Britain, and they only have If you you can find it before me, tell me. There, 21. So Finland has 3,006 and they have Great Britain 21. So this means that these countries, when they win multiple medals, they have special talent. And they come from that special talent. Finland comes from having many athletes. So these are the two roads which are, of course, easy to understand. Then we have the countries coming as new countries to the top 10. And this doesn't happen that often these days. So you can see that, for example, in the 1950s, there were new countries coming in. We have Italy, we have Romania, Australia, and then there's a big gap in new countries. We have to go until 1976, almost 20 years with no new countries to the world top 10. Then we have the same situation closer. Greece was the last new country to the world top 10 in 1996, before 16 years later we had two new countries, Ukraine and Turkey. And now you can see the 6 countries, Ukraine, Turkey, Kenya, Egypt and China, have entered the world top 10 during the last 3 seasons. And this is a big change. And of course, Kenya was really close to winning a medal in Moscow. It was only 1 throw away. And Trinidad and Tobago won a medal before they entered the top 10. Ukraine won a medal as a new country in 2012. So things are changing. In the men's side, Finland is by far the best country. They have not had an athlete in the world top 10 6 times. It has always been 2 seasons, 59 and 60, 85 and 86, when we had the new javelin coming up, and then 2002 and 2003. And it's not a surprise that during any of these seasons we didn't win a medal. So then we take a look at the women, and it's very different. Where I start counting from the 1932 Los Angeles Olympics, which was the first Olympics with the javelin for women. And now Finland has only a total of 28 athletes in the world top 10. So it seems that javelin is not about the country in all perspective. Germany is easily the best, because Germany, with the name Germany only, has 148 athletes, and West Germany has 32 and East Germany 63. So they are the Finland of women, so to speak, in javelin. In the women's side, it's not as clear that we have new countries coming in. There are new countries, but they are coming every other year or so. Latest addition was Canada this season. In the women's side, it's even clearer that when you have plenty of athletes, in the world top 10, then you will also win the medals. If you look at the 1950s, Soviet Union has a huge amount of athletes there, 8, 8, 6, 6, and so on. And they have won almost every medal. Then we have a peculiarity in 1956, Chile, with a silver medal. And this is the only country that has won a major medal, but has not made the world top 10 in either men or women. They still don't have anyone there, but they have a medal. Then there's a big change in the beginning of 1970s. Soviet Union goes down, and we get East Germany to win all the medals almost. Same kind of change is seen with a new country, so to speak, with more athletes, Cuba, coming to the picture in the late 1990s. They won their first major medal in 2000, and then for 5 years they were at the world top, but then they are gone too. So this goes like waves. Here are the best years for Cuba, and then they haven't made the world top 10 in the women for three years in a row. But then let's go back to the men, where we have the real globalization. Now, since 2011, only Finland and Russia have had more than one athlete in the world top 10, which kind of means that they are the only countries which could even hope for 2 medals. But now it's not happening anymore in javelin. Like you can see from the medals, the last time, I didn't look this up, so what was the last time when country won 2 medals? Must have been Finland. Is it this?
91.
Yes, Finland 91 Tokyo. So, and this is what the globalization is doing in the men's side. It's not possible anymore because there are too many good athletes. But then the change is drastical in the men's side, because 2014 was the first year that Egypt had an athlete in the world top 10, and he went straight to number 1. It was the first year that China had an athlete in the world top 10, and he went to number 2. So it's not just that they are in the world top 10. These athletes are in the world top 2, and for the first time for their countries. Then this is a study of the medals, and it very clearly shows that when we take, I've taken, the first one is 40 years at the Olympics, then we have 38 years, and now the last one is only 28 years. But these medals, they are almost identical to the number of athletes you have in the world top 10. So the more you have them, in these periods, the more medals you win. So although sometimes you might feel that it's a bit of a lottery, it's not when you take a bit of more time. And surprisingly for Finns, because we always think that we are not doing too well, you see that we have actually done very well. In the history of the World Championships, Finland is easily the best country in the men's side, with 8 medals, 4 golden. Czech Republic has also 4 golds. Finland is also the best men's country in the Olympics, with 7 medals since 1984. Czech Republic and Norway both have 2, but they don't have any other medals. In the women's side, it's a bit of a surprise in the first period that it's the United States that's on the top. Then, like I showed you, the 6-year period was enough to bring Cuba to the top of the Olympics in the women's side. And Germany, which is easily the best country in the history of the women's javelin, is also easily the best country at World Championships. Then we move back here. So the last thing I looked at was how important it's to be the world leader and to win even a medal or the gold medal. And it was quite surprising that at the start it was very important, but then it started to change. And quite rarely, if you take a look at these lines, here's the world leader and here is the winning country in the major championships. It's only about 1 in 4 times that we get the same country that has the world leader to win the competition. So there's a clear change from the early times. In the women's side, we had almost the same. So in the beginning, there were more athletes from the same country. Naturally, it could be the different athlete as the world leader. But then, when we come to modern times, it's quite rare that the same country has the world leader that wins the gold medal. Lately, these have been all world records, 2005 and the 2008. So there we have the same athlete, because the world record came in the same competition. So let's put that back there. Then I had a request from Teemu to look at the stadiums and open spaces, and I don't have an Excel about that, but I did some research, and it seems that for a good thrower there is really no difference about the open space. So there are some lower level athletes who have been gaining with the wind, but it's probably because these top athletes don't have to search for better results before major championships, and therefore they are throwing at stadiums more than the lower level athletes. So I think that's about what I was going to say, and if you have any questions, please. Thank you.